years, 7 days.
7 years.
Can't work another 7 years.
Yeah, but she married him a week later.
Did she?
Oh, did she?
Where does it say that?
Yeah, they should.
Let's say it in the Torah, does it?
But so many of those hostages came back, and now there's a movement for Shabbos. And they had Sefer Torah, and they had tzitzit, everything.
And there,
Instead of, and they said, God spoke with me, and I missed that.
and I saw light in the
I mean, it's
the
amazing.
tunnel. There was light. It was pitch black, meters underneath the ground. I saw light there. I felt Hashem. And what you're saying, these guys with their tattoos, they can talk to the Jewish youth more than a rabbi with a long white beard. Well, he's from that generation. He doesn't know.
And the love of Hashem and all the tears and tefillah of Rachel Imenu, right?
Yeah. They felt it. They felt it. And now they want to spread the light. They could come back broken. They could come back like angry. They could come back post traumatic, which I'm sure they are. They have a continue davening of the Khalid to get better. But look at their orb, their smile, their wave. Can you believe it? They've just gone 2 years in a tunnel, hungry. One of them, their starving. Their captor said, if you become Islam, like you convert,
Yes.
you'll get more food and you won't hit you. I am a proud Jew. Who said that? Avraham Avinu said that. I have chills. And here's this guy with his tattoos. I don't know who said, but and what you said, there's a new trend. I heard there's a new trend of the 20-year-olds or even younger of the Israelis, because they grew up with the educational system. They know nothing about Judaism, and now they're filtering through and they're hearing or Shabbos. I thought the new trend is going to be, on your left hand you put this kind of a thing, and what's a trend? It's stupid. What is the new trend? Keeping Shabbos. That's the new trend. Not 1, not 2, not 10, not 20, hundreds. And we're seeing Mashiach.
Bar Akram said he made kiddush on water every Shabbos.
Oh.
Yeah. I heard that.
And he's saying Zimmer's not. He was abused. He was beaten. They tied his legs, his sticks, and beat his heels. And at one point, they told him, "All right, 2 or 3 of you are going to die today." He stood up. He stood up and volunteered himself and said, "Shema Yisrael." But they spared him. Another one, they said that he had a beard. He was a soldier, not so religious. I don't know. He had a beard, a mustache. They said, "Shave off your mustache so you'll look more like us." And he said, "Absolutely not. I'd rather take everything off than just, than to look like you." So they gave him a razor and he shaved everything off his face. He wasn't going to look like me.
They're tzaddikim, and where do they put the neshama? Yeah. You see, the Jewish neshama is so pure. They didn't have an education.
Right.
They didn't know Shabbos. What's that? Somebody once asked me, "Is that dessert?" So word Shabbos mean dessert? I said, not that.
And those people from the Holocaust, the people that came out of the Holocaust, basically gave up on Hashem.
Some.
That it's diametrically opposite from the ones that came out of the Holocaust. You think that they would have, been the stalwart of the Orthodox community, but they're not.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, it's
So
amazing.
Thank God. It's just Hashem's love, and He's pouring onto us His love and His closeness, so that we're the generation before Mashiach, and we could feel it, and we could breathe it, and we could live it, and we could see it. So we're seeing it, and Mirz Hashem, we'll see it. So before we leave the sukkah, the last minutes before it turns into Shmini Atzeret, so I like to go in the sukkah and make a bracha, like hakol or whatever, and I like to kiss all the 4 walls of the sukkah before I leave. And there's a prayer to say, "Please Hashem, just like we sat in the sukkah this year, can we sit in the sukkah of the skin of a Livyasan, a big mammal like a whale, and all the Jewish people will fit into, Leviathan, will sit in that sukkah." So this sukkah is, our son, thank God, Hashem should bless him, he brought us a bigger sukkah, another piece of bog. And anyway, it became a lot bigger. I said, "Well, this sukkah this year is so big that I want to have the Suda of the Leviathan in our sukkah. Hashem, could we please have his meal where all the Jews will come in our sukkah. So the kid said, Mommy, it's not that big. I said, it's okay. It's going to be another miracle. Like all the Jews in Jerusalem, they say there's enough room for everybody. And the land of Israel is like the skin of a tzvi, of a deer, that it's going to go and stretch to the whole world. So our sukkah will stretch. We'll ask the neighbors if we could join their sukkahs. And I was thinking that why not? It has to be somewhere. Couldn't it be by us? Like, please. But meanwhile, we haven't had it yet, but we're still hoping, and we don't give up, not us. And you see the greatness of the captives that were freed, that they're not giving up, they're moving forward. Avram, our forefather, was our first guest in the sukkah. The 7 days of sukkah, we have 7 ushpizin. The word ushpizin means a guest. And Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, the other forefathers, the great tzaddikim. Avram was the first. It's not just a nice thing, as if they're in our sukkah and they're our guests. It is that they come to our sukkah and they join us and they give us who they are. Avram gives us chesed, faith. Avram gives us the strength to be one. The Navi says Avram haya echad. Our forefather Avram was at one. How? Avram Ivri. He was on one side. Ivri means a side. He was on one side. The rest of the world was on the other side, serving idols. His father, and he recognized it's just one Hashem, and they thought he was crazy. You're crazy. What do you mean one Hashem? You're an idol worshiper. You're a God worshiper. They thought was an idol. God forbid. And he brought people close. He and Sarah, his wife, Sarah Imenu, brought people close to Hashem. And he gave a very great gift to each of us. He gave us the gift of loving Hashem. He was the first one to love Hashem. And how do we love Hashem? How do we fulfill this mitzvah? It says in the Torah, in Devarim, which we're going to get to towards the end of the year, V'ahavta es Hashem Elokecha. You should love Hashem b'chol levav, your God, with b'chol levav, your whole heart. How do we love Hashem?
By being kind to others.
By being kind to others. Exactly. You quoted the Gemara. Perfect. Wow. Thank you. When we act sensitively, with kindness, with manners, when we act honestly, when we say thank you to the bus driver. We don't cut off somebody in traffic. I mean, I haven't driven in 50 years, but anyway, I used
In your
to.
head.
No, those games. No, then you lose. I don't know. And it says in the Gemara Yuma, thank you, Shira. Shira just quoted the Gemara of Yuma, that love Hashem, your God, with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might, that the name of heaven should become beloved through you. That Hashem's name should be beloved. And it says it so beautifully. You should do your business dealings properly with nachas and honestly and caringly. And what will the people say? Wow, he's a very kind person. He is so honest. Fortunate is his father that taught him Torah. How lucky is his rabbi that taught him Torah. How lucky are the people so it's a shame for those who don't read Torah. They don't have basic menschlichkeit, basic derech eretz, basic honesty. Some do, but many don't. The Torah teaches us to be, first and foremost, a mensch, a good person. And that's half of the Seres HaDibros. There's 5 that are of the 10 commandments between me and Hashem, and 5 between me and my neighbor, Miriam. See, we're 2 Miriams. So when we can make, like you said, make Hashem's name great by acting honest and good and kind to each other. And I saw this beautiful story on Shabbos. It's short and I hope I have time for it, but this man was asking, why in Mei Sharem are there so many stores that sell silver? He's from Borough Park, Brooklyn, silver. So are they so rich that they can afford keep up all the rent of all those stores? He said back in Borough Park where he lives, every few blocks has a silver store. It's expensive, silver menorah, a silver cup. These things cost a lot of money. How could there be every few stores in Mei Sharem have? So he learned how. He learned his lesson after many years, how the Jews could be so rich. And this is his lesson. He came to Israel from Brooklyn, for Rosh Hashanah to be with his rabbi, his Admor. And along the way, they decided he's going to stay through Yom Kippur. He extended his trip. So it says he's okay. Everything is packed, all his suitcase, but he doesn't have a kittel. You know, men wear a white robe or a white long suit on Yom Kippur. So yeah, he'll go buy one. He knocks on the door. He goes into a store in Meisharim. I need to buy a kittel. He said, sure. What size are you? I don't know. Give me a few, 42, 44, 46, and I'll try that. I'll see. He says, I'm really sorry, but we don't have any kittels open on the racks. We have them in plastic bags, and a person tells me their size, and I sell them one. I don't know my size. He said, don't worry. I have a neighbor down the block. He also sells men's clothing. Go to him. He has the kittels out, so you can try them out and then determine your size and buy from him. So he was a little surprised that he's passing him on to his neighbor to get the sale, but okay, he goes to the neighbor. Now this only gets better. And the neighbor has them all out. He tries out, 48 is my size. He tries a few, perfect fit. What does the neighbor say to him, the owner of the store? Don't buy it from me. Go back to him. Tell him you're size 48 and buy it from the bag from him. And then he realized how there's so much richness in Mea Sharim because everyone does Parnasa, tries to support their family, but does it with the belief that it all comes from Hashem. So there's no competition and there's no, undercutting. And it's like Avram Avinu, he made such a Kiddush Hashem. So Hashem says, these are the people I want to give Parnasa to. They're believing in me. They're building my name and making my name beautiful and loving to everyone, to the nations. And there was a girl in Florida. She now lives in Manhattan. She's around 25. Her name was Adriana Fernandez. And she went to college there. She was a typical non-Jewish, fun-loving student. And she saw an ad in the paper for a nanny, a babysitter. So she called, got the job. Who does she have a job for? A family in, now you're going to see, I can't pronounce it. Bakeroton in Florida. Help me with the word of that. Help me. I can't pronounce it. It's a city in Florida.
Spell it.
Boca Raton.
So I mispronounced it.
I am so, but so the people in the inn who live there call it Boca. So we just say Boca. So then it's like Boca Raton. Then it's like I know more than I can't even pronounce it. Anyway, in Boca, and they're an Orthodox family. And she starts asking questions, and the kids are so delicious and so happy. And they just sold Yiddishkeit on her. She wanted to learn more and more about our customs, sneas, eating kosher, Shabbos. She loved these kids. And the families were so warm that she started to be a nanny, like a babysitter at other families. Today she's Jewish because what did these families do? So Rabbi Ephraim Goldberg, who's the rabbi of a very big shul in Boca, wrote about her in Mishpacha magazine. And he wrote, all of us, we're not about to start bringing the world back to Hashem. Many of you here do, but I'm pretty much a homebody. But if somebody comes into your home to fix the air conditioner or to be a babysitter or to deliver, the groceries from Super South, when they leave your home, are they going to say, wow, I don't want to go back there. It was boring. Not boring, it was sad. There was fighting going on. They didn't say thank you. I don't want that lifestyle. But if they leave and say, wow, that was pleasant. They're nice people. They'll change their attitude from Jewish or Jewish Orthodox people are bad to they're pleasant, they're nice. We can do that. We can say thank you to the bus driver. And that's what we should do because each of us are children of Avram Avinu, and we have his name and what he did in the world to bring Hashem to the world, to bring the love of Hashem. How? By showing the people, the world, the bus driver, our neighbors, each other, that Hashem is good, Hashem is kind. We're so thrilled and so honored to be his children. And we're going to act that way by being like you said, Shira, but like it says in the Gemara, to be kind and to be good in all our actions. Hashem's name should be beloved through your words and actions. So what does that have to do with Avram Avinu? Well, let's go on. Now, hang on. Let's go in order. How can we fulfill the mitzvah? It's mitzvah of the Torah. We just read in Sefer Devarim. In fact, it's number 1. Would somebody like to read the pasuk in Devarim, Deuteronomy, that says, that teaches us that we should love Hashem? It's one of the 613 commandments. It's one of the 10 commandments of the 10. It's very important.
Is it Devarim or?
It's in Devarim. Yes. No, I know. It's number 1 on the first page. Thank you very much. In English, somebody could help us? And you should.
Love Hashem your God with all your heart and with all your soul.
Oh. Maybe you could share it?
Yeah.
Thanks. So, how can we fulfill this mitzvah of loving Hashem?
By loving another person.
By loving another person. That's great. Any parent, if you're nice to their kid, like, wow, I like you. You looked at my child, you're kind to him, you complimented him, you lifted spirits, his self-confidence. I like you. So if we're good to each other, we're good to our Father. Hashem loves that. That's a beautiful way. And another way, which is so easy, because this is a mitzvah of loving Hashem. This mitzvah is the Sefer HaChinuch goes and talks about all the mitzvahs and when is it commanded, for when is it in place to do. For example, not to light on Shabbos a fire. It's on Shabbos, right? It's once a week. For example, to put on tefillin, it's for a man, not a woman. To bring karbanos, sacrifice, Beit Medrash, when is it fulfilled? Times of the Holy Temple. This one, the Sefer HaChinuch goes on to say that the mitzvah that we just read, thank you, Dina, you should love Hashem, your God. This is for men, for women, and at all times, like forever, 24/7, forever. Yes, Beit Mikdash soon will be back again in between until it's back. From the time a person becomes bar mitzvah or bas mitzvah, it gets dark. That's it. They have a mitzvah. It's called one of the mitzvahs, tamidios. You know what the word tamid means? Always. Always, tamid. It means constant mitzvah. It's not like only on Tuesdays or only on Shabbos. It's constant. So how do we fulfill it? So here is how we can fulfill it. It's so easy. We can fulfill the mitzvah of the Torah of Yahavtas Hashem. You should love Hashem by thinking, Hashem, I love you. By saying, Hashem, I love you. Now, nothing could be easier. We're waiting in line for the bus. We're waiting at a traffic light in our car. We're at the bank. Boring. Can never be boring. And we don't have to start dancing at bank discount. In fact, I did this morning and they're looking for me. No. I was there this morning, but no, I know better than that. I just danced with you guys. You know I'm crazy. So nothing new. Anyway, I love you. And one person I was listening to a shir, by Rabbi, his name I think is Rabbi Deutsch, okay? And one of the men said, how can we say, Hashem, I love you 5 minutes a day? I'm very busy. I have I work hard. And then he said, you could divide up the 5 minutes into 10, which gives you a half a minute times 10 is 5. And for half a minute, you're in traffic, you're at the bank, you're sitting, you're waiting to talk to someone. Hashem, I love you. First, it might sound funny. It might feel funny. First, it might not feel that sincere or deep, but it certainly, grows on us, grows into us. It's like planting that. So I'm like, wow, where did this come from? It's a beautiful, beautiful flowering plant of love of Hashem, of Amunah. And we have it in us because we have it from Avram Avinu, our first father. And it's within each and every one of us. So I'm very excited about this. I'm extremely excited about this. And he went on to say, we can talk our heart out to Hashem. In fact, Hashem is waiting for us to talk to him like you would talk to a good friend. A good friend? A friend of Hashem? There was a father who the rabbi taught him, and he was probably 14 years old, talk to Hashem and discuss with him what went on at the bank today. you were embarrassed, or good things and somebody made you feel good, or you don't know how you're going to finish the month, or thank you Hashem that I got from IRS some money and I wasn't expecting it. They usually take, Uncle Sam. They don't use that's in America, it's United States. That's like not for you guys. Anyway, United States, Uncle Sam takes a lot, but he sometimes gives, sometimes by surprise. Thank you, Hashem, just when I needed it. And I have this problem and that problem. How in the world? I was thinking today, I was walking here, looking around, and 90% of the people were looking like I'm looking now.
Like looking at their phone.
Yeah, no, but they weren't happy. They didn't have a smile or a shine or even a relaxation on their eyebrows. They look like I'm worrying about something. I don't know. I'm sure they have a lot of good reasons because we all do to worry. But I was saying, wait a minute. It's not fun to go around life like that. So we have an address. We have a loving friend, and we're gonna soon see how Hashem is our friend, and we know it anyway in our heart. And we have an address to talk to him about all those problems that all those people were thinking about, including me. Shem, the bank. Shem, the doctor said something was not very encouraging. Shem, I'm not getting along with my neighbor. I don't know who started it. I've been living here for 20 years, but I want to stop it. So maybe, thank you, Shem. That's a good idea. I'll bake her a cake for Shabbos. She won't believe it, but that's a good way to start a good relationship. And I discussed this with my best friend, Hashem, and it could take an hour, it could take 5 minutes. Once we start doing it, an hour is not enough because I have so many things to thank you for and to beg you for and to even complain about, but you accept me as I am, who I am. You know me and you love me. So how could I do that? How could I talk to Hashem like a friend? So the rabbi of this student, the teenager, went on to say, well, the father was saying, Hashem is the great creator. He's the king of the world. Talking, he's my friend. The angels tremble when they say Hashem's name. Malachim ro'adim, they tremble. You're talking that Hashem is your friend? It's like not respectful. It's chutzpah. So he said, well, actually, I learned this from a sefer, from a book. He said, one of your books, I don't rely on them. So, well, actually, it was written from somebody in France. So no offense to French, but from France, they don't know anything, like what was a French email. Anyway, it was very old sefer, 800 years old or more. The author was Rabbi Shlomo. He said, well, I don't know this Rabbi Shlomo Yitzchaki, the Rashi. The Rashi says this. Rashi says that Hashem is our friend. You can't, nobody doesn't accept, everybody accepts Rashi. So where does Rashi pick this up? Where does Rashi get this from? So for this, we have to skip to number 4. Number 4 is on the second page. You'll know that it's number 4 because it says number 4 by it.
Oh.
And with the Excel class, can you imagine the regular? Number 4, what's that? It's brought from Sefer Mishlei. Who wrote Sefer Mishlei?
No idea. Possible.
Shlomo.
Why does it say
Solomon.
This is Proverbs.
Proverbs in
Mishlei
chapter 27, pasuk 10.
Yeah.
Mishlei means Proverbs. I'm sorry, I didn't write it. And what does it say? So who could read the Hebrew of this amazing pasuk? All are. Hi, could you help us? Chana, you're next.
אביך אל תעזוב, בבייס אחיך אל תבוא, ביום עדיך טוב שתן קרוב מהרחוק.
Thank you very much. If somebody could read just the first line of the English, because that's what we want to get into. Do not
Desert your friend and your father's friend.
So who's your friend and your father's friend? Mr. Schwartz, that, my father and he were good friends and now he's friends with me. Who is he? What does Rashi say? Rabbi Shlomo Ashkenazi from France. What does he say on do not desert your friend and your father's friend? We have another line in Hebrew. Re'echa, your friend. Your friend and the friend of your father is?
Hashem.
Yeah.
Wow.
שנקרא רעה לישראל.
He's called the friend of the Jewish people.
וראה אביך שחיבב
Right.
es avoseh.
Thank you so much. And in English, your friend and your father's friend?
Holy One, blessed be he who is called a friend of Israel and your father's friend, for he endeared your forefathers.
So Rashi tells us he is our best friend. When a non-Jew came to Shammai and said, I want you to teach me the whole Torah on 1 foot, get out of here. Chutzpah, 1 foot, got to learn for years. Adam was created just to learn Torah, or just to learn the first word of the first pasuk of Bereshis. On 1 foot? What did Hillel say? Then he went to Hillel.
What you found horrible for yourself, don't do it to someone else.
Beautiful, thank you. Rechov HaPalmach, you should love your friend as yourself. And according to Rashi, we just learned who is your friend? Hashem. Should love Hashem. And so Hillel was telling him, Hashem loves you. So they went on to say, well, Hillel, he's a big tzaddik. I could talk, if I was as great a tzaddik as Hillel, I could make Hashem my friend. I could talk to Hashem and complain and tell him how my day went and tell him the smallest things, like I can't find a button to match my new suit. Like, who cares? Hashem cares. Hashem cares. He's our best friend. And I could, and so, okay, Hillel, Avram Avinu, big tzaddikim, but little old me, there was a boy, a bacher at the kever of the Or HaChaim. Remember learning the Or HaChaim? He always writes such beautiful, heartfelt words on the Torah, on the Chumash. He's buried in Jerusalem. And this boy, this bacher was saying, Shem, please could I love you as much as the Or HaChaim loved you. And we should hear those words that the Or HaChaim would say about Hashem. He would say, Arevas, Ne'imas, Matikas, from great love, I can't even contain the emotion. I love you so much. And Or HaChaim has such beautiful descriptions of his love for Hashem. And here this 15-year-old guy is asking, please Hashem, could I love you as much as the Or HaChaim? Why not? Why not?
Well, it's a beautiful tefillah.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, we're all thinking, okay, I need a refuah shalema or somebody needs parnasa. He just wants to love Hashem as much as.
Isn't that amazing?
So
and anyone who says, how could you expect to do that? That's a chutzpah. Well, excuse me.
Something to aspire.
To. Like an esrog. We should get a very beautiful esrog. It's a mitzvah from the Torah. I'm not going to say, well, that's just for the tzaddikim, for Reb Kanievsky and Hillel Azaka and Hillel and the rabbis. Me, I'll get a plain one. No, it's a mitzvah from the Torah. There are mitzvahs from the Torah and mitzvahs from the rabbis.
Somebody should tell him that.
Right.
Shame on that person.
Right.
The guy that was held hostage, that's what he did. Every day he talked to Hashem. Yeah. In fact, he asked Hashem, he said, how are you today? Yes. How was your day? Yes. How are things going? That was the one that came out. How is your day going? Are you okay? Wow. And then after he asked Hashem how he was, then he would go into his
problems. Yeah.
His life.
Yeah, and we do similar by saying we thank you, Hashem, that I woke up, that I'm breathing, that I can see. And then, but you know what? My glasses are broken, or Hashem, doctor said I need a cataract. Doctor said somebody needs a cataract operation. Please help her. Like, we start by thanking, and then we know who butters our bread. Who's the address for everything? King David said, Tov Hashem Lakol, for everything, not 99.9, everything, 100%. For refuah, for parnasa, for happiness, for joy, for coming close to him. So they said, what? An esrog, buy a plain esrog. Oh, the big esrog is just, beautiful one is just for the great rabbis. No, it's the same mitzvah. Esrog and loving Hashem, it's the same Torah. It's for all of us. And who did Hillel answer about loving your friend, not to do to a friend what you wouldn't want done to a non-Jewish possible convert who wanted to learn everything on 1 foot? And what it says about converts is so beautiful. It says that a convert is like a ger shediskayer, a ger that becomes Jewish. Tinov shenolan is like a newborn baby. fresh slate, fresh page, reset the computer, no sins, nothing black, nothing to discolor the history. I'm fresh. And I have a whole world in front of me and a whole life in front of me as a Jew. Do you think Hashem would give us less than a converts get? And why would we get less just because we were born Jewish? We're all there together. We're all together Jewish. So if a convert is starting new and having a fresh slate, also we could say, I also want to start new and have a fresh slate. Every day I want to start new and have a fresh slate. I don't want my sins of the past to drag me down and make me embarrassed or make me sad or make me heavy. I want to get rid of them, Hashem, just like a convert. I want to be precious just like a convert. And Hashem's love to us is very, very great. He says to us, Yahavta lirecha kamocha. You should love your friend as you love yourself. And Ani Hashem, I am Hashem. In other words, it's all me. Yahavta lirecha could be your friend, it could be Hashem. It's all me. I'm the one that gives you these tests. I'm the one he's the one that told Abraham to go up to Israel, and then there's a famine in Israel. The rest of the Middle East it has plenty of food. Wait, you just told me to come up here. And then he goes to Egypt and they want Sarah. And he doesn't question. So if we know it's coming from our best friend, we also won't question. He certainly has our good in mind. And so we could ask, I'm afraid everyone, most yisurim, most difficulties in life come from the fact that people are lonely. I don't have a good friend, a really good friend that I could just let it out, let my hair down, my tickle down, and I don't have a true friend, and I can't share the inner darker or even not bad, but just the real raw innermost feelings because I don't have that friend. But we do. We have that friend. What is his name? What's he? Hashem. Hashem is that friend. Hashem, he is a friend that he never leaves us. He comes with us underwater, swimming. He comes with us under the covers when we're sleeping. He's with us 24/7. He's here in this room for sure. He's with us on the bus, at the bank. He's with us always. And a real friend, I might be afraid to tell her my secrets. Like we said, I might lose her faith in me. Here, I thought you were upstanding nice and you're jealous or you're such a stickler for and she might lose her interest in me and being a friend. She might leave me. And even worse, she might tell someone. And then I'm going to be embarrassed. But Hillel told this man who wanted to become a Jew, you have such a friend. You have such a friend. You have such a friend. You could tell Hashem everything. Anyway, he knows it. He knows what's going on in our hearts. Anyway, he knows it. And he'll never, ever, ever leave you. Ever, ever, ever. So Reb Chaim Sanz, he was a very great rabbi. He started the Hasidus called Sanzer from the city, Sanz. And he had a very close son who he loved very, very much. They were very close, Avas Nefesh. They had a soul love for the son, whose name was Meir Nasser. The son was a young man. He was married with a young child whose name was Shlomo, who throughout his life became Reb Shlomo Ababov, a very well-known Hasidic rabbi, and he passed away. And so when they got up from Shiva, he says to his son, not the grandson. Shlomo was like an infant, and his son, maybe in his 20s, his name was Meir Nasser.
I don't understand.
The rabbi's son passed away, and they sat 7 days. And he loved him very much. They were very close. And when he gets up, he calls his daughter-in-law, the fresh widow, and says, now you can go home to your parents' home with the baby, and go on with life. Let's go on with life, as if he didn't just go through such a terrible tragedy. He was upbeat, and he was sure of himself and confident, and he was relaxed. And how could he be? His Rav Shitzer Tzidokov Rebbe said, how could you be like that and feel that faith in the time of such a sorrow, of such a tragedy? And he answered that story. I didn't know it came from him, that person's walking down the street, it gets a big bang on his back. It hurts. Boy, does it hurt. And he's scared. Who's behind me? I'm afraid to look. And then all of a sudden he sees his good friend. And so, oh, my good friend gave me that bang. It came from my good friend. So the rabbi who just lost his son said, this came from Hashem, my good friend. And now the Barditchever Rebbe, you've heard of Rebbe Levi Yitzchak of Barditchev. He was the Sanegor, the defense attorney of all the Jewish people. Rebbe Levi Yitzchak of Barditchev, how much he loved us. He told Hashem, look how great your children are, how wonderful they are. So he too had a son that passed away when he was alive. His name was Reb Meir, which I didn't know until last week. And at the Levaya, at the funeral, Reb Levi Yitzchak of Barditchev was smiling the whole way through the funeral. People would say, it's not right. It's not nice. Don't do that. You're making a chil Hashem. Like people are going to look at you. You're smiling at your son's funeral. It's like, no, I don't know. But how could you do that? So he answered, Reb Levi Yitzchak, he loved mitzvahs and loved Hashem so much. Remember, before Sukkot, he couldn't sleep the first night of Sukkot because tomorrow he's going to take the lulav and esrog and shake the 4 species. He couldn't wait. He couldn't sleep. Finally, in the morning, when crack of dawn, he can make the bracha. He goes over to the living room, to the vitrina, the glass that held the esrog. He was so excited, he put his arm through and broke the glass to get to the esrog. He forgot to open it.
Seen him in real life, I love hearing about.
He's so excited about mitzvahs. It's so much love Hashem. Every morning he became a rav of a new city, and every morning the rabbi would say the brachas in the morning. We have a lot of brachas in the morning. We say that Hashem makes us as he wishes. It's for women, and Hashem gives us clothing, and wherever we walk, he decides where we'll walk. We're in his hands. And one is that thank you, Hashem, that I'm a Jew. I'm not a non-Jew. You didn't make me a non-Jew. I'm not a non-Jew. When he gets to shul and says all the brachas, they notice the first day, the second day, and the third day, they think they're right. He skipped that bracha. He didn't make me a non-Jew. Now, wait a minute, that's one of the brachas. How could he skip it? So they sent us, whoever had enough guts, a messenger of the rabbis to ask him, how did you skip that? Excuse me, Rabbi Levi Yitzchak, we noticed that you skipped this important bracha in the brachas of the morning. He said, what can I tell you? I wake up in the morning, I think, what did I do yesterday? I did this sin and this bad, and I start to feel bad. And then I remember, I'm a Jew, and I get so filled with simcha and joy, I cannot contain myself. I start singing and dancing right there and then in my living room, and I make the bracha right there. So I made it already. I can't repeat it. You make it once every morning. So this Rabbi Yitzchak is smiling at the funeral of his son, and they said to him, nice, it's a chil Hashem. You're desecrating God's name. He said, what can I do? What can I do? He answered, what can I do? Hashem is so good. He gave me a son, and now he took it. He took it.
I'll try that.
I think it's horrible. I don't think I could
To
do
say
it.
that.
How could you do that?
Just
Just
dance around the
dance.
house.
Yeah. Dance with every bracha. We could dance.
Right.
Very nefashas. My da'ani.
Yeah.
So with that, I think we'll say, have a good day. And love you. And I'm so happy to be back. And
Love you too.
So,
Thank you.
and we're stopping the recording in honor of Miriam. Who else has?